I'll go for a ride. Hi, Jody with Jay's Haven here. Welcome to our channel. It's just me this afternoon. Justin, my hard-working man, is off doing side work and helping family. It just struck me, what a beautiful day it actually is today. The sun is shining. It's 20 degrees or so, a little bit warmer than it has been, quite a bit warmer than it has been actually. And so I decided to go for a little drive here and show you the countryside, a little bit of the terrain that we live in. We'll see how some of the neighbors did after the big storm. You can see I've got the dogs with me here. I'm not so sure they're super excited about it because they're kind of crowded in that back seat, but we'll see how it goes. When Justin and I first decided to move out here, the friends and family were, for the most part, very supportive and excited for us. And there were a few comments here and there that were a little on the apprehensive side, mostly worried that we were going to a place that was so remote, quite a bit further out than we had originally planned. And so there was this concern that it was going to be a huge undertaking, too far to drive, and even some questions wondering where we would ride the horses, because they weren't sure the landscape was interesting enough. Honestly, if we feel the need for a busier landscape, we're just a short drive from lakes, state parks, big tree-covered hills. Truth is, though, all we need is nature around us and room to roam, and we're happy. And I'm so grateful that Justin is on the same page. He'll tell you that the long drive is so worth it, and how as soon as he sees our county sign, something comes over him, and the day's tension just starts to drain away. This is home. And we can find points of interest anywhere. And beauty truly is in the eye of the beholder. So come see what we see. We are surrounded by wide open spaces, farmland, gently rolling hills that right now are glistening in the sun with this sparkling blanket of snow. And this landscape truly changes immensely with each season. And you just never know what you may see. We have waterfowl production areas, wild game reserves, ponds, and an abundance of slough ground that is surrounded by cattails and tall prairie grasses and teeming with wildlife all year. So it's this perfect habitat for migratory birds and otherwise, and these big flocks settle in briefly, and this all changes throughout each season. So this is where the eagles fly, both bald eagles and golden eagles, mostly bald eagles. We have a few that stay year-round, but in another month or two, as we begin the spring thaw, there will be more than we can count. And then after that come the mallards and the cranes and the pelicans, and like right now we have pheasants and so on, and I can't wait to show you. And of course we see a lot of deer, so you have to be very careful driving these roads at all times, but especially at dusk and early morning. Our neighbor told us a story about this huge legendary buck that eluded hunters for years. And sure enough, I caught a glimpse of one on my way to town one morning. And I couldn't see the rack, but he was clearly so big that he had to maneuver into the trees super slowly, ducking and twisting with this great discernment. And I almost felt as if I had seen a ghost. The other thing that is so interesting out here is that many of the farmsteads are well over 100 years old. And you'll see farmhouses and old barns and big trees that have stood the test of time, and even some that have fallen. And each and every one of them has a story. I can only imagine what these stories are. It brings back memories for both Justin and I. Both of us had grandparents with acreages and old barns, and I think back to my grandfather's old farm and how I would explore those big old barns and make up my own stories. And big imagination. Love to spend time there all day. And Justin and I were just discussing, in fact, how much fun it is to watch all the kids when they're out here. The grandkids and our little nieces and nephews, and they just have so much fun, and it's like they're different people. And I really feel it's because they are in a healthier environment, away from those electronics, breathing fresh air, and just being able to cut loose and have fun. We go for these little drives and walks in this area frequently. To us, this is where we can breathe. Despite how busy we are at times working on the acreage or otherwise, it's like we can change to a slower pace instantly, just by stopping for a moment to look around. Deep breath in, exhale, back to work, instantly refreshed. Again, it just feels healthier and so good for the soul. Thyra, are you ready to go home? You didn't like that I got out of the car, did you? Well, we're home now, finally. My little excursions always seem to take me a lot longer than I expect. Go figure. But the dogs are excited to be home. It looks like Justin's home. And it's getting dark out, as you can see, and so I figured we better get a move on. But anyway, I hope you found the same peace and relaxation as you watched the video as I did being out there filming it. And if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to the channel. Till next time.